And this project particularly engages with the recent history, the period of Hugo Chavez. So I suppose one of the cruxes of my research interest is finding critical ways to look at the way things are put together by taking them apart and maybe finding new ways of reading them.
I applied for Leeds Creative Labs basically because I always relished the opportunity to work with a kind of academic on projects out of a commercial setting, which obviously usually my engineering and computer science and development skills are focused on a commercial output.
I decided to apply for the Creative Labs because I was just excited with the prospect of finding other ways to think about materials that I'm used to working with. So looking at different perspectives on those and coming at things from a different discipline and seeing where that dialogue could lead me.
The project kind of found itself and that was great to actually have a project, a specification as it were, evolve out of conversation and continue to evolve throughout the engagement. The strange thing is that there's no obvious end to the project, just the next evolution.
In terms of expectations, mine were really quite rigid, I think, and absolutely conditioned by the things we're told to think about constantly: output, impact, productivity, publishing, networks, etc. And I was slightly shocked in a nice way to find that the expectations were not like that at all in terms of what we were, the space that was being offered by the labs to think about things, not even necessarily to create something. However, we were, I think, quite committed to making something throughout the project, and I think the conversations moved forward at such a speed that it was logical to produce something and test it at the end. So I don't think that my expectations were, I suppose, that they didn't change necessarily. What changed was maybe my way of working. So that, I think that was what happened. In terms of where the project is heading next, we've got something up and running. Ian built an amazing prototype and it's being tested now by a series of users, and the idea is for that to grow and then for us to periodically come back and look at what's happening and maybe see what could be added, changed, tweaked, and then to think about where those results can lead as the next sort of route for the project.
Quite frankly, there was probably about 15 different projects we could have taken out of this.
For me, it's been really, really fruitful to have that engagement, and it's also really made me reassess the way I work. So our methodology's become ingrained, and meeting somebody whose working style is different, whose language is different, whose sort of whole dynamic is different, actually makes you reassess what you do and how you do it. And it's definitely changed the way that I've come at this project, and I hope will definitely change the way that I look at my work as an individual.